Holden walks into the Biltmore Hotel. He looks around at all the girls in the lobby. He smirks as he judges each girl based upon her appearance. He decides that there are all types of girls present, including sweet-natured ones and evil-natured ones. Sally walks up a set of stairs wearing a black coat and a black beret. When Holden sees her, he has a look of longing based upon how she looks and her beauty. Holden, it's marvelous to see you. It's been ages.
Swell to see you. How are you, anyway?
Absolutely marvelous. Am I late?
No, we better hurry. This show starts at 20:40.
Exit the lobby. And they walk down the stairs toward... After they exit the lobby, they walk down the stairs to the taxi stand. What are we going to see?
I don't know. The lunch, it's all I could get tickets for.
The lunch? Oh, marvelous. Holden and Sally are riding in the cab. Holden is complimenting Sally, hugging her and caressing her. He then kisses her passionately and smears her lipstick. The cab stops short in traffic twice, and Holden almost falls off the seat.
I love you.
Oh, darling, I love you too. Promise me you let your hair grow. Crew cuts are getting corny, and your hair's so lovely. They arrive at the play. Holden shows that he does not care about the play. He fidgets around and generally doesn't pay too much attention. He does not think about the parts of the play that he really likes. Instead, he focuses on what he doesn't like, such as the couple getting older and characters coming in and out of the scenes, and that the actors were too polished. At the end of the first act of the play, the audience walks to the lobby so people can smoke cigarettes. People are standing in small groups and are talking and smoking. Sally then sees someone she thinks she recognizes. I know that boy from somewhere.
Why don't you go on over and give him a big soul kiss if you know him? He'll enjoy it.
That was not a nice thing to say. The man who Sally is looking at recognizes her and walks over to her and Holden and introduces himself as George. George greets Sally warmly, and she does the same.
Hello, I am George from Andover. Hello.
How did you like the play? Pardon me, miss. Pardon me. Sorry, miss.
The play itself was no masterpiece, but the Lunts were absolute angels.
Holden is visibly upset with Sally and George's conversation. George and Sally have a conversation with themselves about other people they both knew and places they have been. Holden is not having it with their conversation. George has one of those snobby voices. The conversation continues after the next act of the play, and then when the show is over, George continues to walk with the couple as they enter a cab. Holden is irritated at this point. I have a marvelous idea. Listen, what time do you have to be home for dinner? I mean, are you in a terrible hurry or anything? Do you have to be home any special time?
Me? No. No special time. Why?
Let's go ice skating at Radio City.
Ice skating at Radio City? You mean right now?
Just for an hour or so. Don't you want to? If you don't want to...
I didn't say I didn't want to. Sure, if you want to.
Do you mean it? Don't just say it if you don't mean it. I mean, I don't give a darn one way or the other. You can rent those darling little skating skirts. Jeanette Cults did it last week. They rent skates and a small dress for Sally. Holden admires Sally's butt. Ooh, hubba hubba. They skate on the rink very poorly, bending their ankles and falling.
Do you want to get a table inside and have a drink or something?
That's the most marvelous idea you've had all day. There's lower lighting here. They take off their skates and walk inside a bar beside the skating rink. Sally takes off her gloves and Holden gives her a cigarette. Holden orders her a Coke, and he has a Coke because he's not allowed to have alcohol. Holden lights matches until they almost burn his fingers. It's a nervous habit. Look, I have to know. Are you or aren't you coming over to help me trim the tree? Christmas Eve. I have to know.
I wrote you I would. You've asked me that about 20 times. Sure I am.
I mean, I have to know. Holden quits lighting matches and leans near to Sally.
Hey, Sally.
What?
Did you ever get fed up? I mean, did you ever get scared at everything was going to go lousy unless you did something? I mean, do you like school and all that stuff?
It's a terrific bore.
I mean, do you hate it? I know it's a terrific bore, but do you hate it? Is what I mean.
Well, I don't exactly hate it. You always have to...
Well, I hate it. Boy, do I hate it. But it isn't just that. It's everything I hate living in New York and all. Taxi cabs and Madison Avenue buses with the drivers and all always yelling at you to get out at the rear door and being introduced to phony guys that call the Lunch Angel and going up and down in elevators when you just want to go outside, and guys fitting your pants all the time at Brooks, and people always...
Don't shout, please.
Take cars. Take most people, they're crazy about cars. They worry if they get a little scratch on them, and they're always talking and thinking about how many miles they get to a gallon. And if they get a brand new car already, they start thinking about trading it in for one that's even newer. I don't even like old cars. I mean, they don't even interest me. I'd rather have a gosh dang horse. A horse is at least human, for God's sake. A horse you can at least...
I don't know what you're even talking about. You jump from one...
You know something? You're probably the only reason I'm in New York right now, or anywhere. If you weren't around, I'd probably be someplace way the heck off in the woods or some gosh dang place. You're the only reason I'm around practically.